Hello everyone, it's Lisa from tocreateawebsite.com. Here today I'm going to teach you how to create a custom graphic for your blog post or your website. And I'm going to show you how I created this graphic in front of you. And I did it in about 2 minutes. I mean, it didn't take long at all. The first thing I would recommend is that you have some type of subscription, or you know of some type of graphic site where you can get images from. Now, I subscribe to photos.com, and if you go to their site, you can see they're very pricey. I'm not recommending them for the average person, but if you need access to thousands and thousands of high quality images without having to search all around the web for the images, it's a great site. I used to spend hours looking for the perfect image, and it was annoying because it was slowing my productivity down because I use a lot of images. So I signed up with photos.com, and it's so nice because I can just go to their site, do a keyword search. I can choose the type of graphic I want, whether it's a photo or an illustration like this that you're seeing here, and I can download it in high quality, and I'm ready to go. But there are other sites out there, like there's Stock Exchange, and there's some people on my forum website Babel who recommended this site. Now, I've never used it. I don't know how many images they have or the type of images they have, but I know there are a lot of people that recommend it. So definitely check it out. And feel free, if you know of some other type of graphic program or stock photography site that's low cost or free, feel free to comment and let everybody know, because I'm sure people would appreciate it. Since I've been using photos.com, I really haven't looked anywhere else. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is get your image, download it from whatever site you use, and I chose this crowd here because it kind of fits the theme of my blog post. As you can see, the name of the blog post is Affiliate Marketing Oversaturated. So I found this picture of this crowd on photos.com. So let's close this and I'll show you how I created it. First thing I did is I went to photos.com, as I said, and downloaded the image. And it's on my desktop here, so I'm going to right click and say edit with Photoshop, and it's going to open up this large image in Photoshop. This is the unedited image that I got, and you can see it's great quality, and you're only viewing 50% of it. So or viewing it in 50% of the size, I should say. So if I do Control Plus, you can see this image is really huge, but Photoshop's only showing it by 50%. So what you're going to do is first crop the image. And you go over here to your select tool, click it, and I want to crop it right above the people's head here, and then right below their feet. So I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to say image crop, and just like that, it cropped it out. Now the image is still too big. I'm looking at it at 50%, and it's still way too big. So we're going to go up to image size. So make sure you have the size of the graphic in mind. And we're going to do 375 for the width. And in Photoshop, if you have constrained proportions checked, it'll automatically adjust the height, so you keep everything in proportion. So I'm going to say OK. And it's showing it at 50%, so let's go Control Plus and get it back to 100%. And actually, as you can see, I left some of the buildings there, so we need to recrop this again. Image crop, and then Control D to get rid of that selection. Okay, so let's add some text to this graphic. And when I download things from photos.com, I generally like to add my own text. That way it gives my graphic some uniqueness and some personality. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to double click the layer here and unlock it and say OK. And I'm going to add some text below here. So I'm going to do that by selecting the rectangle tool. And I'm going to draw a rectangle, and don't worry if it goes off to the side, because this part's not going to be picked up. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle, just like that. You can see it kind of has like a blue tint to it. And let's say you don't like that color. You can just come up here, click the swatch, and then select the color you want. I kind of want it to be white. And notice it's kind of not transparent, but translucent. You can still see through it. That's because if you right-click the shape and go to blending options, that's because I have the opacity set to 50%. See how that is? So if I move the opacity to 100%, you'll get a white box. But I like the effect of kind of like the translucent box. So I have it in the 50s. So we're just going to say okay. And we're going to write on that box. So you're going to grab your text tool. And we're going to click and drag. And we're going to type is affiliate marketing oversaturated. And it's a little big. So let's come up here and make the font a little smaller. Let's make it 20 instead. And hit the check box. And if we want to move this down, you can just click the move tool up here. Make sure you have the text layer selected over here on your layer palette. And click the move tool. And you can use the arrows on your keyboard to inch the text down like that. And you can move it over too. So there's your image. Now you're ready to export it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's real easy because when you save images in Photoshop, you can't just do file save for the web. It's better to do file save for web, and then you choose, make sure it's on JPEG like you see right here, and then make sure you guys can see. Then you click save. And then you just name it and save it and upload it to your site. So that's how you create a simple customized graphic for your blog post or your website. And you can do this with any type of image. You can also do it with photos, but I really think it's kind of cool to do a text overlay on top of the image to kind of give it a little bit of flair. So I hope you've learned something, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.